Okay, sorry. Okay.
నేను మధ్యాహ్నం కంపెనీ పేరు చెప్పాను కదా, ఏం పేరు? రోషే అన్న.
రోసయ్య కదరా రోషి.
రోషే, ఓకే. 8కి ఒక కాల్ వచ్చింది దాని గురించి అందుకు. ఓకే.
Okay, so here we talking about the numeric. Okay, so race numeric and sex numeric. So the reason why we have created numeric, because in some of the tables we have to create the statistics. Okay, for that reason only we cannot do in the character formats. So we have to do in numeric format. That's the only reason we some variables we have to convert in the numeric format. Okay. So they give the number format, like if it is a race Asian, then you have to give like 1, 2, something like that. Okay, so anyway, so we have to bring this information from the DM dataset. You copy directly from the DM dataset. Okay. So how do you copy it? Copy all variables from LGTM DM domain. Okay, so either you can use the data step. It's up to you. You can use proxy scale also. So proxy scale. So print create table DM1 as select star all of them. Okay, from hdtm.dm. Okay, order by unique subject ID. So I'm sorting by unique subject ID. Okay, so like that. Okay, so we have created a DM1. Wait, I'll just create everything. So we got all the information, all the variables, required variables from DM dataset. So after at the end we can keep it, the keep variable, and we can take required variables, whatever the required variables we need. So at the moment we bring everything. Okay, so the one more thing is very important because we remember we have created the supplementary domain also. Okay, so this is when you creating any kind of ADAM data set, this is kind of step by step you have to follow. So you bring the data set from the SDTM, then you have any kind of supplementary domain, you need to bring that one, step by step. So this is the way you work on your in your programming in the ADAM levels. Okay, so how do you bring? So remember we have created this program. Okay, so there is a one variable called race other. In the race other, so this variable we have to get it. Okay, we have to get it as column wise. Okay, the race other variable has to come on the top because we need to map it as per this variable, because there is a variable. Okay, race other. So the statistician will take this information, okay, information from the supplementaries, and he gives the same variable how we created in the supplementary. So we have to map it in the column wise. This has to come in the column wise. How do you get the column wise? Because here it is in row wise, we need to get in the column wise.
Transpose.
Okay, yes. So that is one more step. So if sub DM, I'll just keep one now. So proc transpose data equal to LGTM sub DM out equal to, so I can keep it as sub. So I'm going to measure after this one. transpose. Okay. By unique subject ID wise. So ID, which is the variable name. Okay. So Q now, because this one has to come on the horizontal. Okay, I mean in the column wise, this one has to come on the column wise. So in the ID statement, you have to give the variables, which variables you have to come in the column wise. That information you have to provide there. So the ID statement should be Q now. Okay, and the analysis variable, like which value has to come in the bottom of the Q now. So this is the one QL. So this value has to come here in the QNum before QNum. So that value you have to keep. So QL and ID label, like just like how we give the label. Okay. So ID var val, and this is Q label for the variable, and we have to give the label. Q label. And yeah, that's it for now. So keep run. So when you execute this one, so we'll have DMT in the work library. Okay. So I close this one. So here you can see there is two extra variables, and this is also very important question in the interview. So what are some extra variable you will be get while you're doing the prank transpose? So you should mention these names. So underscore name and the label. So we don't need this information. Okay, we don't need it. So we just drop it this information. Okay, you can drop it here. Drop equal to. Another one is sorry, label. Okay. Okay, so that one is done. And once you get your supplementary information, and once you get your DOM data set, and you have to match both of them. Okay. Okay, so you keep it like that. So data. So we have to put these things, data. So the comment you can able to give like this, or you also can able to give like this also. It's not an issue. M2 H DM1 equal to A. Okay. Sub DMT equal to B. Okay. So by unique subject ID A, because we are considering this one as the main things. Okay, so the total 48 observations and 25 variables. Okay, so when you open the DM2, so you have raise other. Okay, and there is a white pop up for that particular subject. Okay, after this one, so we have completed up to these ones, this one, the subcall and ethnic. All this information we get predecessor, all the whatever the predecessor here, ARM-CD. So these things. Okay, and these ones. Okay. Okay. So here we have other ones. So we're gonna go here first, this one, and after that we can come to the derived variables. Okay, the sex and race and the safety population flags. and the treatment related information. Okay, so we go first these ones. The height, weight, it's up to you how you want to do it. Okay, so you can do it in the initial, you can do after also. But me, I'm just, the initial easiest one where I'm bringing the first time, and after that you can bring and you can merge at the end also. It's not an issue. So you remember when we discussed in the vital signs, so we have some extra parameters we get from the DM data set for the height, weight, and BMI, and then we merge with the vital signs, right? So that information we have to get from the vital signs. So this information we have in the vital signs. So we have to get, and also you see here, this is in the numeric format, and this is in the character. Okay, let me check in the vital signs. Okay. Okay, so this is VS test CD. Okay, so now you see here, this is in the row wise. We need to convert as a column wise because it's asking the variable wise, right? It's asking in the variable height, weight. So in the vital signs, it has it is in the row wise. So we need to change it. We need to filter only the height, weight, and we need to create three kind of data sets: height, weight, BMI. That inform, like for example, the height information will come in the height data set, weight information in the weight data set. So we have to segregate like that from the vital signs data set. Okay, how we do that in the programmatical way? So you make a comment. So if you give like this, you can easily understand, no? Height, weight, BMI part. Okay. Um, so data, height, weight. I'm creating like three data sets: weight, BMI from HTM VS. Okay. So if this part, if VSSCD equal to
BMI.
yeah, I can do height, height, then an output equal to height. Okay, all this information comes in this height data set because you create three data set here. So same goes with the weight. So it's preferable you take the information from here directly instead of, so Control C. So this is the same thing. Okay, BMI. Okay, here is BMI. So like that, you can create each individual result into the one data set. Okay. So we're gonna keep few variables for merging purpose. And also for this height variable, what is the standard results? That information we needed, because we are not considering the original result. We are considering only the standard results. Okay. So this information for the numeric part, and also the units. We need also the units, right? So I'm taking, so this one, these two variables. Okay, so see, because we need to create the height result and the units. Okay, for as per the specification, we need to create the height units and the height results. For that reason only, I'm taking the standard results. And you always have to take the standard result, not like original result, because original result you may have a different things. Okay, you also have you always have to take for ADAM dataset standard results only. You have to show it in the tables. Okay. Run. Okay. Now we have created like 3 data set: height, weight, and BMI. Okay. In the height, you will have all the information related to your, related to height. So height and centimeters. So when you go to the weight, you will have everything related to the weight information. Okay, in the kilograms. So like that, you can segregate for each individual.
And then
So
we
that, yes, then thereafter you have to directly assign the variable to the, because let me check for the height variable, like 1 second. So here, yeah, 1 minute. Huh?
మరి డాడీకి వెళ్ళారు?
ఏమో ఒక నిమిషంలో వస్తా అన్నాను.
ఓకే. రెజ్యూమ్ పెట్టావా?
లేదు ఇంకా అసలు.
పార్ట్ టైం చేసుకుంటున్నావా? స్టూడెంట్వా?
లేదు నేను ఫుల్ టైమే చేస్తున్నాను.
గ్రీన్ కార్డా?
సిటిజన్షిప్
Hmm?
సిటిజన్షిప్ కూడా వచ్చేసింది.
ఓకే, మరి ఇంకే ఏం జాబ్ ఫుల్ టైము?
క్వాలిటీ అష్యూరెన్స్
క్యూసీలో చేస్తున్నావా? ఓకే.
ఫుడ్ ఇండస్ట్రీలో ఉంది.
పర్లేదు, బాగానే వస్తాయి కదా అని కూడా.
కెనడాలో అంత రావు, యుఎస్ లో వచ్చినంత క్వాలిటీ అష్యూరెన్స్. ఈ టిఎన్ వీసానేమో దేనికి పడితే అది రాదు. టిఎన్ వీసా ఏమో దేనికి పడితే దానికి ఇవ్వడు కదా. టిఎన్ వీసా అదొక ప్రాబ్లం అయిపోయింది.
టిఎన్ వీసా అంటే
ఇప్పుడు నార్మల్ కెనడియన్ సిటిజన్స్ ఇప్పుడు యుఎస్ లో వర్క్ చేయాలంటే మాకు సపరేట్ వీసా ఉంటుంది అనమాట.
ఓకే.
కానీ వాడు కొన్ని కేటగిరీ ఆఫ్ జాబ్స్ కి ఇస్తాడు టిఎన్ వీసా. ఏ జాబ్ పడితే ఆ జాబ్ ఇవ్వడు. లేదంటే H1B వేసుకోవాలి. H1B ఇప్పుడు అసలు గాల్లో దీపం పెట్టింటాయి.
మీకు జీసీ ఉంది కాబట్టి మీరు ఇండియాలో ఉండైనా ఎప్పుడైనా రావచ్చుగా, లేకపోతే ఇన్ని ఇయర్స్ ఇక్కడే ఉండాలని ఉండిద్దామన్నా.
దేనికి
కెనడాలో
గ్రీన్ కార్డ్ కా ఏమో తెలియదు.
స్టూడెంట్కి వచ్చారు మీరు అప్పుడు?
నేను ఎప్పుడు 2010 లో వచ్చాను.
అమ్మో.
అన్ని అయిపోయి నేను ఎప్పుడు ఫస్ట్ నుంచి ఈ ఫార్మసీ ఇండస్ట్రీలో క్వాలిటీగా ఇట్లానే కంటిన్యూ అవుతా ఉంది లైఫ్ అంతా. లాస్ట్ 10-12 ఇయర్స్ నుంచి క్వాలిటీలోనే ఉన్నా. ఇంకా పిల్లలు ఉన్నారు. సరే లేకపోతే చేంజ్ చేయాలి ఇంకా.
మంచి ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ ఉండేది కానీ 10 years క్యూసీలో.
ఉంది, అదే చెప్పలేను. ఎంత ఉన్నా కానీ అంత మనీ మేక్ చేయం కదా. క్వాలిటీలో ఎంత వస్తుంది అనుకుంటున్నావు ఇక్కడ? ఎంత పెద్ద ఫార్మస్యూటికల్ కంపెనీ అన్నా 48-50 కంటే ఎక్కువ.
అంతేనా?
48,000 50,000 ప్యాకేజ్ అంతకంటే రాదు.
50K అంటే ఎంత వచ్చింది?
స్టార్టింగ్ ఇనిషియల్లీ ఒక 5-7 years ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ అయిన తర్వాత ఒక 60-65 అవుతుంది.
65 అయినా కూడా మహా అయితే 6K కంటే రాదుగా.
రాదు, అదే చెప్పట్లే.
6 into $60 మీరు 3 lakhs వచ్చేది
అంతే. అసలు నువ్వు యుఎస్ కెనడా అసలు కంపేర్ చేయకు. మీకున్న ఆపర్చునిటీస్, మీ మార్కెట్ చాలా పెద్దది. మాదంతా తుఫాస్. మా పాపులేషన్ అంతా మా దగ్గర ఉన్న కంపెనీ అంతా
2 కోట్లు ఉండేది పాపులేషన్ అంతేగా. మీరు ఏడేమన్నా 20 కోట్లు 40 కోట్లు ఉంటాయి.
మీ మార్కెట్ చాలా పెద్దది. అండ్ మీకు కన్సల్టెన్సీస్ కానీ అవి కానీ ఇవి కానీ మస్తు ఉంటాయి. మాకు అట్లా అంత సీన్ లేదు. మాకు ఏదన్నా డైరెక్ట్ గా కొట్టాల్సిందే. కాబట్టి ఏంటంటే చాలా సెక్యూర్డ్ మీతో పోల్చుకుంటే. మేము అంతే తొందరగా సెటిల్ అయిపోతాము. కానీ మార్కెట్ వైజ్ మీతో అసలు మేము కంపేర్ చేసుకోలేము.
మొన్న అయిపోయిన ఆ ఇంటర్వ్యూ ఏం అయింది? అప్డేట్ రాలేదు. ఇప్పుడు వేరేదో దానికి పెట్టారు, ఎప్పుడు వచ్చిందో తెలియదు.
Sorry guys. Hello.
Yeah,
sorry. Okay, so this is in the character format. Okay, so as per the specification, we need to get in the numeric format. Okay, because it mentioned it has a numeric here, right?
Yeah.
So just gonna keep it as a numeric, but this is in the character, so we need to change it to the numeric. Okay. Okay, so how do you change that numeric? So you go one by one, step by step. So one is date height. Okay, so you can directly put the same thing, set height. Okay, height equal to,
Put
so yeah, it's a numeric format, right? So input of this one, the base dot. Okay, like that it works. Then for the units, you directly map this one because the unit is in the integer, so we don't need to. Let's check on it's in character.
it's in character.
Yeah, it's in character, and obviously in the specification there is asking
Character.
character only, so we don't need to change anything. So like that, you apply for everything. Okay, so here you can drop these ones. We don't need this information. Okay. You do the same thing with the weight. Okay, and the same goes to BMI.
No, we have to change that input. Oh, okay, yeah.
Which one?
No,
This
nothing,
one?
nothing. Okay, we are good. We are good.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So like that, we change everything. Okay. Now we need to check. Okay, so we got our variables, weight and weight units. So this one is numeric, okay, and this one is character. Okay, now you merge this one with the main data set, the one in the top, the merge this one for DM2. So merge DM2, height, yeah, I can put like that, weight. So data DM3, set DM2 equal to A.
Merge.
I'm sorry?
Yeah.
Something's wrong?
No, we have to put merge now.
Ah. And merge. So the total 31 variables. So before it was like 28. Now we added 3 variables extra. So the 48 observations. Okay, so we have completed. So we have completed these ones. All 6 variables are here, and we can start with the numeric ones.
So I mean, it is saying BMI unit. We did not take that.
BMI unit.
BMU, the last one, 40. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Is there
Check
right?
the data once in the DM3.
Yeah, sure. So you have BMI unit, BMI, weight unit, height unit, okay? And raise other with the supplementary one. Okay, so the next one, we're gonna create the exposure related data sets.
Sorry, one quick question. Here, when we are doing that height, weight, and BMI tables, I saw the units ID is not in sequence, like not sequence in the set. I mean, it's not formatted, but still that's fine, right?
Which one? This one?
No, can you go to height table? Just the height table in the work. Yeah, if you see that U sub G ID, it's not like in sequence, but when you're merging, it automatically.
Yeah, it automatically it does, but yeah, you can do proc sort if you want to do it. It's not an
No, I'm
issue.
just asking like that. I mean, even if you know, if you did not sort,
it is a practicable, like, you know, when you're doing any kind of merging, you have to sort your data before you do merging by unique subject ID wise, because you're doing everything by unique subject ID wise, right? All these 4 data sets you're sorting by unique subject ID wise only. So it is preferable if you're doing merging. It is highly recommended you have to do the sort for all your data. Okay, proc sort data. So you go one by one. Okay, so DM2 by unique subject ID. So like that you can, you know, do all your things.
No, but my question is like, say in case we don't sort, we forget, even if it is not sorted, it will
Well, if they
match,
because
right?
yeah, because this is this data structure is a one record per subject only. That's why if you don't need to sort, it's not an issue. But sometimes what happens if you have multiple records, and that time you will be have an error if you don't sort it. They will give you an error right in your logbook. You have to sort before you do these things, because this is one record per subject. That's why it directly match it, you know, combining each other. So so on the, if you have a duplicate observations on the time, it will give you some error, throw an error in the log. You have like some other, you know. So either you have to increase your by variables, or if you have a multiple records. So this is also a very important question in the interview. If you have the error in while you're doing the merging, if you have error like merge statement has more than one by variable, so on the time how would you resolve that issue? They will ask you those questions also. So you have to increase your by variable. Sometimes what happens if you have multiple records and the duplicate observations, on the time you have to increase your by variable, like, you know, like either you can, like for example, how we did in the vital signs, you remember we did like, you know,
we put so
visit
many.
wise, visit wise and time point wise, something you have to increase. So if you do like that, it won't give you any kind of errors. Okay, but this is the DM data set, and height and weight, all this is like one record per subject, so you don't need to do much for the sorting. Okay, so do we have a time? But it will take two days class for ADAM, because ADSL is a it's quite bigger one. Comparing to the other data sets. Other data sets will be finished in one day. It's not an issue, but this one is quite big one. Okay, so the next one is get the exposure info. Okay. So you see here there are some variables, the treatment related information. So we have a plant treatment. The plant treatment is in numeric format, okay, and the actual treatment in numeric format, and the plant treatment period 2. Okay, this is period 1 and this is period 2 in the numeric, and the actual treatment in 2 and the numeric. Okay, and the treatment start date and end time, okay, in the period, and the treatment period 2 start date and time. So this is equivalent to, you know, the exposure start date for the period 1. So you need to map it. Okay, so in the exposure data set, when you see the exposure data set, okay, let me open the exposure data set. So you can close this one. We don't need this information anymore. So exposure data set. So you see for each record has a two rows, two observations. One is reference, another is text. For the period 1 is a reference, period 2 is a text. Okay, so S10, okay, it has only one period 1, but period 2 is missing. So we don't, you know, we don't do anything because it is obviously giving the data like that. For S1, S11, you have two, you know, two things. But since the ADSL is like one record per subject, so that's the reason they have, you know, divided for each period, like either period 1 or period 2, like give them multiple, instead of just treatment plan or treatment actual for 2 periods in the same thing. So they give, like, you know, the divided, like period 2 is a divided as extra variable, like, you know, new variable, and 1 is a new variable. So now you have to segregate. segregate if it is first period and you have to map it with the treatment 01. If it is second period, you have to map it with the treatment number 2. So like that you have to do it. Okay. So can we start, continue from tomorrow? Is it okay?
Yeah.
Because tomorrow we talk the exposure, and after that these population flags, and these 2 variable only, and then the same thing we do, like attributes.
Yeah.
So we will be finished tomorrow for ADSL.
Oh.
All right, so we're gonna continue tomorrow. Okay.
Okay. Busy?
Any questions? ఎవరు నేనా? ఎందుకు?
రెండు రోజుల నుంచి బుర్రలో తిరుగుతున్నాయి. ఇది మనం 200 లెంత్ ఎలా స్టోర్ చేయాలనేది ఒక క్వశ్చన్ ఉంది, చూసావా?
200 క్యారెక్టర్ లెంత్.
అది నేను సిడిస్లో SDTM లో చూస్తే ఏమనుందంటే, ఇది డిఎం ఉన్నాయి కదా, ఈ ఫస్ట్ 4 డొమైన్స్,
ఓకే,
స్పెషల్ పర్పస్ డొమైన్స్ ఏమన్నా సప్లిమెంట్ లో చేయాలంట. కాంకాంబినెంట్ మెడికేషన్ అయ్యి, ఇంక్లూజన్ ఎక్స్క్లూజన్, ఇంకా వేరే 2 డొమైన్స్ ఏమన్నా కోవాల్ 1, కోవాల్ 2, కోవాల్ 3, కోవాల్ 4 అని అట్లా స్టోర్ చేసుకోవచ్చు మెయిన్ డొమైన్ లోనే.
ఓకే ఓకే,
ఓకేనా? తర్వాత అవి ఎందుకు స్టోర్ చేయాలనేది నాకు అర్థం కాల. ఎందుకు మెయిన్ దాంట్లోనే చేయాలి అనేది క్వశ్చన్ తిరుగుతుంది లోపల. ఏమైనా స్క్రిప్ట్ దాంట్లో ఉంది దీంట్లో SDTM లో. తర్వాత ఇంకోటి ఏంటంటే, మనం ఆల్రెడీ డిస్కస్ చేసే నీతో, ఇది అడామ్స్ లో పెరామ్ అని 2 స్పెక్స్ ఉంటున్నాయి ట్యూమర్ కి, ఆంకాలజీ స్టడీకి. ఆంకాలజీ స్టడీస్ కి ఎఫికసీ కానీ TTE కానీ స్పెసిఫికేషన్ తో పాటు ఇంకా వేరే స్పెసిఫికేషన్ కూడా ఉంటుంది. దేనికి రెండో స్పెసిఫికేషన్ దేనికంటే, పెరామ్ డిరైవ్ చేయడానికి సపరేట్ గా ఉంటుంది. ఎప్పుడైతే ఇన్వెస్టిగేటర్ రిలేటెడ్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ఉంటుంది, చూసావా, వాడిది వేరే పెరామ్ అని ఇంకో ట్యాబ్ ఓపెన్ చేసి దాంట్లో ఉంటుంది. అసలు దాంట్లో ఎందుకు పెడుతున్నాం ఏందని అర్థం కావట్లేదు. అంటే 2 స్పెసిఫికేషన్స్ ని యూజ్ చేసుకొని మనం డేటా సెట్ ని క్రియేట్ చేస్తున్నాం.
ఓకే ఓకే,
ఇది కొంచెం చూసి ఎవరినైనా అడిగి ఇది చెప్పు. ఇది
నాకన్నా నీకు ఎక్కువ తెలుసు, నువ్వే చెప్పు నాకు. నువ్వు చెప్పింది కరెక్టే. కామెంట్స్ ఇది యూజువల్గా 200 క్యారెక్టర్స్ ఎక్కువ వచ్చేది కామెంట్స్ డొమైన్ లోనే వస్తుంది. ఇంకా రిమైనింగ్ దేంట్లో రాదు.
4 ఉన్నాయి.
కామెంట్ డొమైన్ లోనే. సో the most of the time that more than 200 characters for the particular variable coming in only in the comments, maximum in comments, because the comments they give like too much information.
అది మెయిన్ డేటా సెట్ లని ఎందుకు స్టోర్ చేయాలి? కోవాల్ 1, కోవాల్ వాల్యూ 1, 2, 3 అని అట్లా ఎందుకు స్టోర్ చేయాలి? తర్వాత అలా స్టోర్ చేసినప్పుడు నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ వేరియబుల్స్ ఎక్కువ అవుతాయి కదా, దాన్ని వ్యాలిడేషన్ ఎలా తీసుకునిద్ది? పినాకిల్ 21 ఎక్స్ట్రా వేరియబుల్స్ కదా అనేది క్వశ్చన్.
Extra, if it is mentioned in the standard SDTM, yes, you have to follow the same how they want to do it. So ఎందుకు క్రియేట్ చేయాలంటే స్టాండర్డ్స్ చెప్తుంది కాబట్టి నువ్వు అదే అలాగే క్రియేట్ చేయి. అండ్ ప్రోగ్రామర్ వాలిడేషన్ ఎందుకు ఎర్రర్ వస్తుంది? ఎక్స్ట్రా ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ వస్తే,
అంటే మనకి 50 వేరియబుల్స్ ఉన్నాయనుకో, 51 వేరియబుల్ అట్లా ఉంటుంది కదా, అప్పుడు ఎలా?
if you have issues in the Pinnacle 21, you have to mention the comment there in the Excel sheet, in the the defined.xml. There you have to